Matt, 0-0 draw here at Phoenix was what has been a challenging week for the Deers. What's your view of it?
I'm really pleased for the players. The fact that, look, we've come off the back of a difficult result on Saturday. There was lots of variables to Saturday's game. Unfortunately, obviously, you weren't there for me to do an interview, which was the reason we didn't get anything out. But the coupled between some difficult refereeing decisions to take and a red card and a decent team away at Sittingbourne, I thought we were on the end of a very, very difficult result to swallow, which with a young group that we got, we didn't have Coyley, we didn't have the likes of Crookie that day, so it was a little bit of a lesson learned on a difficult pitch, but against a team that's going to be in and around the playoffs. So to come here today, we've only been able to have a team meeting on Monday because obviously the training facility is not available to us. So we've come in Monday, and we've still got a young group, the likes of Kean and James Taylor, Strax, Ross Craig, the goalkeeper. Look, we're a young, Josh, we're a young group, and I think they felt Saturday because they care, which is important for me, and I think it's important for the football club that the players do care. So they're carrying the weight of that a little bit, and I feel like tonight we've come up against a team that's also conceded 6 at the weekend and are definitely down to try and make sure that they don't get beat tonight. And I felt that they were happier with a point than we were, which probably in my mind shows where we want to try and be. And I felt that we've had some moments tonight and we probably haven't made the most of them. Having said that, they've put some decent balls in the box. Look, again, it's a difficult pitch to play here. It's not conducive to great amounts of football, which is obviously something that we want to be good at. Having said that, we were a little bit more resolute tonight. I felt that we won more headers and tackles than we did on Saturday, and we've still got a really, really young midfield that are playing in that area of the pitch, which is obviously an important area of the pitch. So I'm pleased with keeping a clean sheet. Our goals against record, barring Saturday's game, we've only conceded a maximum of 2 goals in any one game. So to keep a clean sheet tonight, I felt we should have made more of it in the final third. I think we need to look at that, and that's got to be something that we need to look at. But again, obviously, look, we go into another game on Saturday without being out of train. So I'm pleased for the players because we've managed to keep a clean sheet and we've walked away with a point. Look, any away point at this level of football is vitally important over the course of the season. So yes, we're disappointed with not winning the game, but we also have to be mindful that it's 2 clubs that have just got promoted. We're both on the back of difficult defeats at the weekend. We take our point and we move on. Like I say, we started with obviously a league run of Hive. We've won, we've got 3 points. We've gone away and we've not got anything out of Sittingbourne. We've come away tonight and got a point, and we move into Saturday now and try and go and get 3 points at home against Broadbridge Heath. And if we do that, then it's, like I say, it's a reasonable return. We're in the sort of top half of the table or thereabouts, and we're competing with some clubs and some teams that have been at this level for a long time. So, like I say, I'm pleased with what we've done in certain aspects, but not so others.
Yeah, you start with a point, you end with a point, so neither team can really have a moment about that. It's still really early days as well, for the Deers. Under 10 games played in the league, a win pushes you in and around the playoffs or just outside of it. What's your thoughts this early in the season as well, with the run of games coming up now? You've played some of the more physical teams as such, and now we're going to play some of those teams that can play football. Does that suit your style more?
I think it certainly suits us more to play teams but we've got to understand the level that we're at, and we need to be better at competing with the teams that are physically more imposing and obviously play a little bit more of a robust style, because that's part and parcel of the level. And I'm a big believer. I know you hear people talk about playing the right way. I don't think there is a right way of playing football. I think you play what your conditions are, you play what your pitch is when you're playing at home, you play the players that you've got, and you've signed it to a system that suits you. And we're different to other teams, but some of the teams that we play against obviously would certainly suit us slightly more, playing on better pitches against teams that try and play. So I think it's a learning side of it that we need to do. But look, like I say, look, we've got promoted, we've built lots, we've got loads of engagement with the youth. We've got the dressing rooms changed so it's a better environment for the players. We've got crowds are up. We've got some really, really good players here. We've got players from the youth section in the first team. And I think ultimately we've moved the whole thing forward. I've only been at the club since March. And since I've been brought in, I feel like we're doing a really, really good job. And like I say, there is going to be things that we need to do to change to make us better over the course of the season. But at the end of the day, we're on course for where we need to be. Of course, look, we'd like more points, but ultimately so would everybody else. And if it was that easy, everyone would do it. Man City have lost 3 games in a row. Man United are one of the biggest clubs in the world. Football's not that simple. So we we know where the areas we need to be doing better, and the players know that, and we've got to try and keep that in-house, because ultimately the dressing room's a closed door. We need to keep everything in behind there. We know our targets, we know what we want to try and achieve, and like I say, we're on course for where we want to be, but there's obviously room for improvement, but if there wasn't, then obviously none of us would be in a job.
Yeah, like you said, that Rome, as to quote a friend of mine saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, and all the things that are going on behind the scenes, I'm very privy to it, and it's good to see it. And obviously, I'm working on things with you as well. But to say that it's working hard and things don't change overnight, we now turn our attention to Saturday. Do you feel Saturday is as important as most games, or does it give a little bit more edge to the game on Saturday as well? And crowds are up, so there'll be a nice crowd there as well. Does it put a little bit of pressure on the boys?
No, I don't think so. Look, I said to the players before the game as well, I don't think that football's pressure really. I think that putting food on the table and paying your bills is pressure. I think football, we've tried to take that away from the players tonight, particularly when you've got a young group. And they'll feel the pressure because they're nice lads and they want to win for the club and they're decent boys. So I think they feel that themselves, and they're probably applying that to themselves. And as a management team, we spoke about before the game that we've got to try and alleviate as much of that pressure as we possibly can, so that we can perform to the level. We've got some really good players that have had a good education in the football, and to knit a team together and do it overnight is really difficult. So, like I say, I'm pleased with where we're at. Would I like it to be better? Absolutely. Will we get better? Absolutely. But we're on the path, and like I say, look, it's going to be a bumpy road at times. But if you're not prepared for that, then I've been doing this a long time. I know how it works. I know what we need to do. I know the level inside out, and I'm pleased for what we've managed to come away with tonight. Albeit, was it pretty? Absolutely not. But it's a point away from home in the Ryman League. This time last year, the club was in the Kent League, and we're now coming away from home, picking points up. We've got 7 points from our 6 games. Yes, it needs to be better, but like I say, we just have to move on.
Well, that will come in time, and see you Saturday.
See you Saturday.